Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe and this is UFC Collect Profit. Today we're going to review, analyze, and price every UFC sealed hobby box that released in the calendar year 2023. At the end of the video, we'll look over a spreadsheet, analyze all the data in one simple, clean spot, and then I'll make my recommendations of how to proceed moving forward for all of these products that released in calendar year 2023 for UFC hobby boxes only. There's a number of blaster boxes, ancillary products, hybrid boxes, like all these interesting subsets of boxes, but to keep it simple and clean and to keep everything common when doing comparisons, it's only for hobby boxes. So the first box we're going to look at is 2023 Panini Donruss Optic Hobby Box, 20 packs, 4 cards per pack. A lot of really good rookies in this year. Bo Nickel, Madalena, Alex Pereira. A lot of big hits in this product. But as you can see here, that on blowout cards, the product is currently sold out. So it is not available on blowout cards. And I think that is rather interesting because it was in stock at one point earlier in the year, but we'll review that in a little bit. Next, we go to cardladder.com to look at current sales of the product over the last 6 months. So this will be from July 9th, 2025 to January 9th, 2026. So 6 months of sales data. And only 6 boxes of the hobby version of this product release sold, ranging from like 280 up to we'll say 270 up to 330, with the most recent sale being the most expensive through Steel City Collectibles, who's a huge online seller. David Adams also sold the box at 302, 313. So while not a ton of volume, at least people are still buying it and still chasing some of the cards in it, or they're buying it sealed. I don't know a lot of UFC people other than myself that buy sealed product to keep it sealed, but maybe people are doing that. But again, super light volume, about 1 box per month. And then something I wanted to also show is the singles from this product and the highest sales. So January 24, the vinyl graph of Royce Gracie, Gold Auto sold for $2,300. We have the Terra 1 of 1 Rising Stars, also out of this product, sold for $2,000 September 25. So these products, some of these like decent money. You know, $2,000 is the high end, not crazy money, not $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 like we're gonna see some of the next products. But yeah, like here, like even here, you have the John Jones Optic Downtown 1800 and SJC 95. You see a couple sealed cases of UFC that sold years ago for pretty cheap. You have the Aspinall 1 of 1 gold vinyl sold for ungraded 1 of 1 sold for $1,400. And then the O'Malley PSA 10 Downtown went for $1,300. Again, like these are old data points, but some of these cards still have value, so there is still something to chase, keep people interested, which is kind of the balance between why people collect sealed and not. But between the Downtowns and some of the vinyl optics, some of the autograph hits, the white speckle doesn't come in this. Actually, I'm not sure if the white speckle comes in sparkle. I think it does. Anyway, I just want to look at some singles and the pricing. And then lastly, to see what is currently on sale on eBay for these boxes. So you have David Adams 323 or best offer. You have an individual selling in the US 310 or best offer with $10 shipping. And then you have this seller here, a 308 plus $8 shipping, so call it 317. So there's a couple boxes on eBay to buy if you would like. Not a ton of sales, not a ton of volume, but you know, even if you go here to the David Adams listing, it's the last one. So that's 1. 8 available, so this will be what keeps the market stable, is because he has so many listed, which I would not do. I would only show 2 and then keep listing it as it's sold, but I get it. And this person only has 1. So if somebody comes in and wipes all this out, it's an interesting dynamic. And that's what makes UFC so fascinating to collect, is that it's a thinner traded market in the sealed boxes. And if you're patient and you can wait, you don't have to sell it right away, I think there's a lot of upside here. So that covers 2023 Panini Optic. Next, we go to 2023 Panini's Chronicles UFC Hobby Box. Only 6 packs per box, 8 cards per pack. This product has been on sale. It was listed on Blowout back in November for the $3.99 here. It's at a special price of only $3.25. There's only 1 left. But this has kabooms to chase with big names: John Jones, Nickel, Patty, Islam, Israel. Great checklist. Great product. The lightning strikes are sick. The Venom patches are gorgeous. What is that? The Crown Royale? Yeah, that is amazing. So really good looking cards here. $3.25 here for a box. We go to the sales data. How many sold for card ladder over the last 6 months? So there have been no boxes product sold over the last 6 months. So I pulled up all the data in the history of card ladder. I should have something to show. So the last box set sold was June of 2025, and it only sold for $240. And then June of 25, another box sold for $235. And there's been no sales for 6 months. So it's kind of fascinating. Like these, you don't count. These are only the, no, these are fine. These were so cheap because they sold at auction. That's why they were so cheap. But like you have a fixed price here at $300, which is like the price point you want. You have cheaper ones here that sold. But no sales at all, which is kind of mind-boggling to think about, especially when you have kabooms to chase. So we go to card ladder singles, and again, we see some slightly bigger numbers here than on Optic, but not by too much. Like you see the Pereira kaboom, PSA 10 for $3,500. You see another one for $2,200. So big jump in the Pereira, 50% jump in a month. You have the John Jones that recently sold for $2,000. You have the case that sold at $23. Not really interested in that. Another Pereira sold in November 16. So the big numbers here are the kabooms. All the top listings are the kabooms. But I'm surprised people aren't chasing them. Kind of interesting. Then we look on eBay to see what's currently available. 6 boxes, $500 or best offer. $450 or best offer. Show Me Collectibles is a, he has a store, Wisconsin, Minnesota, somewhere out west. Good dude. He has a good Instagram account. I recommend following him. He has good deals. But $450, buying now from him. You have somebody else with $400. You have $350 from Steel City. Then you have this one dude from China, which is a $300. Has, let's see. This item includes applicable import fees. You won't pay anything extra checkout. Okay, so that's included. So $300, and then $8 for shipping. So $308. Like if you want to chase kabooms, like this is the way to do it. Like this is the dude to buy it from. That's a really good price. I mean, that's even cheaper than the big sale price over here for $325 from Blowout. So if you want this product and you believe in it, like this is the one to go for, or you can sit and wait. But I'm going to add this to my watch list. I'm going to actually reach out to him to see if he has an Instagram account to see if I can get maybe a little bit of a discount on these in bulk. But yeah, add that to watch list. There we go. On to the next product. 2023 Panini Select. 12 packs, 5 cards per pack. Autographs, memorabilia cards, base prisms, inserts. You have 3 tiers of base set, base, concourse, base premier, base octagon. Kind of look at some of these cards a little bit. Sick memorabilia card. That card's cool. What are those called again? I forget. The color wheels, that's right. Good looking card here. Decent auto. So decent product. So none for sale on Blowout. Totally sold out. We go to card ladder to see what is current, what sold over the last 6 months. So only 5 boxes sold over the last 6 months. Last one sold on the new year, $500 via best offer. And then I did this like the week before that, one sold at auction for $330. Like, what a steal. Like, somebody bought it for $500 a week later, but somebody was crazy enough to auction at $335. Then there were some sold at $450, $515, $515. Like, David Adams is cleaning up at this level. So that's the way to do it. That is the trick. So we go to card ladder single sales for this product. Again, big numbers for these. Panini Select, Black 101, Jeremiah Wells 101, the Bo Nickel 1 of 1, August of 24. So for 10,000. Zhang Weili 101, Octagonocide, Disco in 2024, sold for 8,700. These are boxes. The Cracked Ice Bo Nickel Redemption, $5,000. The Kamza Panini Select Concourse Black 101, August of 2025. Don't like the image, but cool card. So for $5,000. So again, like, these are bringing like bigger, big numbers. There's the Khabib 101 Cracked Ice, sick card, PSA 1030, 800. That's sold in 2023. But recently, some big sales. So again, like, this product brings the value. And we see what's currently on sale on eBay, and that is it. So if you look at it, as a reminder, what sold. One box sold for $500 via best offer of the new year. Then you look on the market now, and this is all that's left, which is wild. Yeah, 800. I mean, if somebody wants it that bad, they'll buy it, but the thinness of the market is what makes it attractive. But even this one here, like, they sold 9, there's only 1 left. Crazy. Wild world in UFC sale product to see when you actually dig into the numbers and look at how many sold, like how thin it is. Next, we go to 2023 Panini Donruss, so kind of a lower end product. 10 packs per box, 30 cards per pack. Boxes are only $210 per. Kind of post some of the images of the cards here. You got the rated rookies with the nickel. Got the McGregor past and present. The Untouchables, Bullet. Zhang Weili autograph signature series. So some decent looking cards. We look at what is sold, and again, not surprisingly because it's a cheaper product. 12 boxes have sold over the past 6 months, relatively cheap. But a fixed price sold for $270, or call it $265, and then before that, one sold for $170. Like, this had to be a Black Friday sale or something, or like a holiday sale. Like, this should not be that cheap. It's almost like weirdly cheap, but again, like, I don't know. Like, this one sold for $235, but then one sold for $100 less a month later. I mean, it's just a wild, these swings. But big opportunity for fixed price. I mean, this guy sold it too cheap, but it is what it is. But Steel City got $265 for a box, which is solid. And we look at some of the singles. I got to get rid of the optic from the search. I apologize for that. We see some of the Donruss. Like, again, like a lower end product, cheaper. You have the Crunch and Munch, Pereira, PSA 9, 101, Black, so for $810 in 2024. Tristan Gaethje, 101, Pink Laser. Wild looking card there, 600. The Bo Nickel. That's a Panini Instant. That doesn't count. Excuse me. The Khabib Classic Signatures, 1 of 1. Oh, that's Panini Instant. That doesn't count either. So again, like, not a lot of high price stuff for this product specifically, but people are buying the seal boxes because it's cheap and it's fun to crack. So we look at, there's a lot of this stuff on the market. I know there's like blasters here, but you could buy sealed cases here. The single boxes are, let's see, $230, $230, $215, $200. So as cheap as $200 bucks from this seller here. So if you want a box, this is the place to buy it. We go to the next product. This one was fascinating to me. 2023 Panini Prism UFC, 12 cards per box, 12 cards per pack, 144 cards per box. Each box contains 2 autographs, 22 parallels, 12 inserts. Not for sale on blowout. It also has the rare Color Blast, which is a gorgeous card. We look at recent sales on Card Ladder. There were none over the last 6 months at all. So I pulled data for older sales. 330, 330, 400, 400, 400. Somebody got 577 for a box, which is insane. 430, 305 by auction, 330 by auction. Again, like the auctions are getting murdered, but we know that. So fixed prices, it's like 404, and then like 330, but then no sales in the last 6 months. We look at some of the top dollar cards on Card Ladder, and again, like these are huge cards because of the 101, the black prisms. So the Hasbulla, 30,000. Another Hasbulla, 15. Another one, 12.7. I mean, his stuff in 2023 when you didn't have a hotter icon, not an icon, but a hotter person culturally to collect in 2023 other than Hasbulla. But the Bull Nickel Gold Prism in a 10 in 2024 fetches over $11,000. It's big, big money. 10.5 for a 10. Another Hasbulla big number, the Bull Nickel again. So again, like I'm still scrolling and there's still cards like that fetched over $5,000 in 2023. I'm trying to find a recent sale of anything in 2025 of a high dollar card that sold. So you got a little more recent. So the nickel gold of February 25, like his crash significantly down to 30, we'll call it 3,500. In March, attended 3,300. 2025. Any other big sales in 2025? So all the huge sales were in 2023 when people were just insane. The Octagon Prism out of 8 in March of 25 to 22. So not a lot of recent high dollar sales for this product in 2025, and it makes sense because the market's come down. But what is currently on the market, you can get boxes for 15 or best offer, 1,000 or best offer. That is it. The 1,000 is the cheapest or best offer for Panini Prism hobby boxes. Again, they're not out there. They're that easy to buy. People must be sitting on them. Then we look at 2022 Panini Immaculate. This is the last box we're going to review. It's a 2022 titled product, but it released in early 2023. 1 pack per box. It's cards per pack. Super premier product. Gorgeous cards. Great relics. This product was really popular when it released. Blowout does not have any for sale, but interestingly enough, and I want to pull this up, do have a sealed case for $10,000. So they're valued at $2,000 a box. Been 3 boxes that have sold over the past 6 months: 810, 850, and then one sold by best offer for $1,300. So that jump from November to December, the auction, the fixed, and then like this big jump is pretty interesting. There's some life on this product, and people enjoy it, and people want to add it to their collections, or they're degenerates and they're just cracking it. It could be a breaker buying it to crack, like who knows nowadays. But I do like that, over $400 jump in price with a Card Ladder for singles. And singles were a little bit cheaper than I expected. I thought it would be higher for some of these, but like the Khabib 101 Relic Auto, I mean, I say only $4,500. But compared to some of the other cards, and this was 2023, I thought that would go for more. July 2024, the Aspen on 101. This is the Shadow Box 101, the 4. That's a sealed case. The O'Malley 101 Relic out of Immaculate, the 3,100 in March of 23. Let's see if there's any sales recent. So October of 25, so rather recently. The Marab 101 Platinum on card auto did 2,200. That's a solid count. But like, it's wild because like for 2,200, you could buy the Marab. Someone bought the Marab. To buy a box is 1,000. Like, why not just buy the card you want? Like, why would you bother even buying these boxes? Unless you just want the box for the sake of having the box. Like, there's not, I mean, there's enough cards here that sold for over $1,000, but to get your money back, especially these one of ones that have already hit, that's the same card, I believe, yeah. But there's the Yuri one of one. Like, even this did 1,000, so cheaper than the price of a last box, even though this is 2024, but pretty interesting. Then you see it's available on eBay. We have one box at $2,100 or best offer, then one for $1,100 or best offer. And that is it. What is this here? $500 or best offer with a 0 rating. Yeah, I probably wouldn't trust that. Yeah, I would not buy that. Too high risk for me. And then also just for transparency purposes, this version also released an first off the line product, the FOTL, which comes with rare inserts, but this barely has any volume or anything to track, so I'm certainly not going to track that, but I just wanted to get that logged. So after reviewing all this, let me pull up my spreadsheet so we can look at the data in one spot. So we have the year of the product, the box, the release dates, all 2023, MSRP at the time of the release, estimated print run. Panini did not officially release print runs, but this is the data I was able to come up with based on some research, some data mining, and some commentary in the forums. Did I have the blowout price down on November 7th, 2025. Then the price as of today, which is January 10th. So we can see that the Donruss Optic maintained. Sale on the Panini Chronicles. Panini Select sold out. A little bit of a sale on Panini Donruss. The Prism and Immaculate are sold out. And just on the Optic, this price is sold out on blowout, but this price is from David Adams, which I noted here. Then we have volume here. 6 for Optic, 0 for Chronicles, 5 for Select, 11 for Donruss, nothing for Prism, and only 3 for Immaculate. But yeah, so what is the takeaway? What is my opinion on this? My opinion on this is that if you could get the Panini Prism stuff cheap, and let me pull up the eBay listing again. What was that at? So the cheapest is 1,000. Last sale was $330. If this ever comes on market again or auction specifically, I would set your alerts for 2023 Panini Prism, UFC, Hobby Box. Set your alerts on eBay. Look for auctions and cheap buy it nows, and I would scoop them up. There's not that many of these available and out in the wild, and if you can scoop them up at a reasonable price, in my opinion, that is the move, and that's what I would focus on. I would also focus on, let's make sure I got the right product here. I would focus on Chronicles because of the kabooms. And again, like this person has a lot of this up, and keep an eye on this product. It blows my mind that there's no sales, that this person at 300 hasn't been able to sell these. It doesn't make any sense to me. There must be something I'm missing here, but it seems like a decent deal. But what the hell do I know? Anyway, that concludes the video. I'm trying to pull the spreadsheet here, sorry. Please like and comment if you got a little something out of that video today. It really helps out the algorithm. Please subscribe to the channel for daily UFC content. Today was the market analysis for 2023 sealed UFC product. Tomorrow we pick one single card that has been released in UFC history, and we do a deep dive on it. raw sales, graded sales, how many have sold, what I think is going to happen to the card in the future, social media commentary about the card, where people see it's going. But the single card videos are always fun, so look forward to doing that tomorrow. All that said, be safe, take care, stay healthy, and I will talk to you again soon.